And over in Alton, the Mississippi River continues to rise where it isn't expected to crest until tomorrow. Our Chris Davis continues our team coverage tonight. He joins us live.
Mike, as you may remember when we last saw you on air at 5:30, where I'm standing was pretty dry. That is obviously no longer the case, yet we are still seeing cars come through one after another through this flooded intersection here in Alton. And as the river rises and these water levels rise, so do fears that this could dramatically hurt businesses. Even for a city on a bluff, it's hard to tell where the Mississippi River ends and Alton begins.
When we left town Saturday morning around 9 o'clock, this whole area right here was completely dry.
About 24 hours later,
And the whole thing is covered in water and cars are driving through it.
while the intersection of Broadway and Piasaw remains open for now, businesses close by it, like Argosy Casino, have turned into deserted islands.
It floods a lot, but nowhere near this level.
But the city still sings on. In some cases, literally, with the Kentucky Derby Festival that, even with a smaller crowd, decided to go on with the show.
We're not new to this.
It didn't keep Corey away. He says this just comes with the territory.
I don't know. I mean, we're used to it. We've seen it. We knew it's around.
But for businesses like Tony's Restaurant, even though it looks like business as usual out front, it's all hands on deck down below. So they have marked on the wall here, May 2nd, that's where the water level in the Mississippi was 28.8 feet. It's gone up 15 bricks just in the last 3 days. In all, there's 5.5 feet of water in their basement.
The basement floors, it's coming through the walls. It's just the ground is so saturated, it just comes up from underneath.
It happens so often, he measures the last flood in months, not years.
The crest was like April 3rd last month, and we've got about a foot more than that.
Still, with generators humming and customers still coming, he's confident he'll be just fine as long as the water crests as expected.
We go about another foot, we have some trouble.
Because this may be a bluff city, but everyone around here knows the river doesn't.
We don't think this is going to be the last one this year.
And just to give you a little perspective, since the 1980s, Tony's Restaurant's basement has flooded 18 times. He says it's just a fact of life here living so close to the Mississippi River. So much so, he says he's already planning for the next flood, which he thinks could be later this year.
Chris, we also understand several communities are facing a mandatory conservation order. Is Alton impacted?
Thankfully, Alton was not impacted. They were one of the few Metro East communities that were spared by all this. If you'd like to see a full list of which communities are impacted by that, it's on our website at ksdk.com, Mike.
All right, Chris Davis reporting live in Alton tonight.